Ngayon naman, magsosolve na tayo ng mga problems regarding earth pressure. So, ang assumption natin, ang lahat ng retaining walls na sosolvin natin ay vertical ang surface ng concrete wall that is in contact with the retained soil. In which case, ganito yung kanyang mga figure, panay vertical ang wall surface. However, in some cases, kapag yung surface in contact with the soil is inclined, kapag inclined yung surface, ang gagamitin natin dyan ay column active pressure and passive pressure. Ayan. Okay, so yan si column. And then, meron ding with regards to yung soil on top. Kapag flat, gagamitin natin is rankine pa rin. And kapag inclined naman yung backfill, okay, gagamitin pa rin natin si rankine. Yan. For example, ito, inclined din kanyang backfill. But in most cases, yung ating gagamitin sa mga problems natin sa retaining wall is level backfill pa rin. Tapos vertical yung wall surface. Tsaka kadalasan active. So meaning, mag-dwell tayo more on Rankine active earth pressure. Okay, so mag-fast forward tayo dito. So, yung una nating mga lectures, ganito yung figure ng soil pressure diagram. So, ito yung vertical wall, tapos level backfill, and then may surcharge. And then, ang behavior ng soil is hydrostatic, meaning triangular yung loading. And then, same thing with sa water, triangular din yung loading. Ibig sabihin, as you go downwards, nagkakaroon ka ng height, then you multiply the height by its unit weight, then naglilinear ang kanyang pressure. Linear ang increase. Ano? Pero yung load from the top, kung ano yung load mo sa ibabaw, same thing ang loading na natatransmit sa baba. Kaya, ang kanyang figure ay rectangular. And then take note na meron tayong active tsaka passive dun sa behavior ng soil. Ano? And then meron din tayong cohesion. Ang cohesion, take note na yan yung property ng soil na dikit-dikit. So, ang kaparis ng active pressure, ganito yung behavior ng soil is active cohesion. Samantalang sa passive naman, ganito naman ang kanyang kaparis, passive cohesion. And then, yung resultant force is pag-a-addin mo lahat yan. So, lahat ng mga arrows directed towards the left, yan ay positive. So, this is plus, plus. So, yung water, yung surcharge, saka yung soil, lahat yan ay plus. Pati rin itong cohesion, passive cohesion. Samantalang, itong active cohesion, minus na siya. Kasi, ito lang yung force na kumokontra dito sa pag-move ng wall. Gawa nung property ng soil na kaya nilang magkadikit-dikit. And then, let me explain these notations sa baba. Itong PS, this is basically stress. Stress. Kasi ang stress is force all over area. And then, dito naman, PS, pressure at bottom due to soil. Medyo nakakalito lang to ng konti, pero yung kanyang equations ay the same. Okay, so dito sa magiging problem sa sample ko, Ang ginamit ko na notation dito sa figure ng triangle is sigma. Ayan, sigma, or this is known as stress. Dito naman, sa pressure diagram, dun sa una kong drawing ay P, or pressure. Anyway, dito sa soil, stress or pressure is equal to K times unit weight of soil times height. Okay? And then sa cohesion naman, it is equal to 2 times C times square root of K. And then sa surcharge, you just multiply the coefficient K with the surcharge Q. And then the water, you just simply multiply the unit weight of water with the height of water, or basically the height of the retaining wall, kung full height na submerged yan. Pero samantalang dito, ang nakalagay dito is height of water, kasi kung minsan yung water table nandun sa ilalim ng dam, ay ng retaining wall. Okay, now, hindi pa to ang gagamitin nating mga notations. So let's move forward on how to solve lateral earth pressure problems. So, step 1, kailangan solvein natin ang mga coefficients, which is K sub A and K sub P. Remember na in our initial lectures, yung coefficient of active pressure is 1 minus sine phi all over 1 plus sine phi. So, ito yon. And then, coefficient of passive pressure, K sub P, is 1 plus sine phi all over 1 minus sine phi, wherein phi is the angle of internal friction. So, that is step 1. And then, sa step 2, i-drawing natin yung mga pressure diagrams. Okay, ayan. Which is related to this figure. Yan. So, sa retaining wall, identify natin yung mga forces. Unang-una with respect to gravity. So, first is the soil itself. Okay? Ngayon, dito sa pattern ko, sa step 2, draw and compute pressure diagrams, naglagay ako ng dalawang layer ng soil with different unit weights or densities. Dito sa upper layer, meron tayong dry soil. Sa baba naman, meron tayong saturated soil. Ibig sabihin, between the two layers, ito yung groundwater table. Ibig sabihin nun, basa na ito, no? This is also known as submerged unit weight, wherein the submerged unit weight is equal to unit weight saturated minus unit weight of water. Ito yun. Yan. Okay? So, with respect to this figure kanina, ito isang layer lang, no? So, kukunin natin yung stress P sub S. Ngayon, dito naman, meron tayong sigma 1, tsaka meron tayong sigma 3. Okay. Ngayon, yung sigma 1, ito yung nasa upper layer. So, you just multiply it with K, unit weight 1, tsaka H1. So, ito yun, ano? Sigma 1, unit weight 1, H1, tsaka K1. Ngayon, ito mga diagrams, ito yung mga polygons. Okay? Ngayon, ang polygon, ang definition ng polygon, meron siyang height at meron siyang lower base sa baba. Yun lang. Ngayon, yung height, itong H1. Ngayon, yung lower base ng polygon, either triangle or rectangle, is yung sigma or stress. Dahil yung area nitong mga polygon, yan na yung force. Next is, remember na itong first layer of soil, syempre, nakapatong yan dito sa second layer of soil. And may transmit pa rin itong first layer of soil hanggang dito sa ilalim ng retaining wall. So, itong first layer of soil, it can behave as a uniform load. Okay? Kaya, mapapansin nyo itong rectangle na yan pertaining to sigma 2, ano? Rectangle na yan. Kapag rectangle, ang loading niyan ay uniform pababa. So, etong sigma 2, this refers to the pressure at the bottom of the, or the stress at the bottom of the retaining wall with respect to the soil layer na nasa taas, which is now equal to, so minultiply natin yung unit weight ng upper layer of soil multiplied by the thickness or height of the upper layer, and i-multiply na natin siya nung coefficient nung second layer. Okay? So, yun na yun. And then, finally, with regards dun sa soil pa rin, etong second layer na. So, balik tayo dito sa main equation niya, it is K times unit weight times H, which we are now dealing with sigma 3. Ayan. So, sigma 3 is equal to unit weight times H2 times K2. Pero take note na ang unit weight natin is dito ay saturated dahil siya ay nasa loob ng groundwater table. Ang kailangan natin dito, i-minus natin yung unit weight ng water. So, yan yung ayan yung submerged unit weight. Ngayon, tinanggal natin yung unit weight of water kasi meron tayong separate computation ng pressure due to water. Okay. Next. Punta naman tayo ngayon sa tapos na tayo sa soil. Punta naman tayo ngayon sa surcharge sa nasa taas. Which is dito, sa figure na yan, the stress due to surcharge is, you simply multiply the surcharge Q by the K, no? Coefficient K, which is this. So, etong surcharge, dadaan siya dito sa first layer of soil. Kaya, Q, itong stress, or sigma 6, itong sigma 4, okay, sigma 4 is equal to surcharge times K1. Next, etong uniform load, dadaan pa rin siya dito sa second layer of soil. So, meron tayo ulit dito na sigma 5, which is equal to Q times K2. Ayan siya. Okay, sigma 5 is Q times K2. Ayan siya. Next, punta na tayo ngayon sa active cohesion. Ngayon, bakit opposite yung kanyang direction? Kasi, ang active cohesion, take note na ito yung tendency ng soil na pipigilin niya yung soil particles na maghiwa-hiwalay in the sense na dahil magkadikit-dikit siya is parang pinipigilan pa niyang mag-move itong retaining wall. Kaya negative ang kanyang direction or opposite ang kanyang direction. Okay? So, ang cohesion ngayon or stress due to cohesion is minus 2 times C1 times the square root of K1. Ngayon, naglagay tayo dito ng negative kasi opposite direction. Pero kapag ang cohesion mo ay passive cohesion, ito magiging positive niyan. Okay? Next. Ngayon, dito sa ilalim naman, meron pa rin tayong cohesion due to the second layer of soil. Kaya, ang imumultiply natin dito sa sigma 7 is minus 2 times C2 times square root of K2. And finally, the stress due to water or pressure due to water is ito, multiply the unit weight of water with the height of water. So, ang height of water ngayon is H2 lang. Kaya ito siya. Okay? So, again, nakumpleto na natin yung mga polygons or yung mga pressure diagrams. Tapos, sosolvin na natin ngayon yung forces. Okay? Ang force, which is yung mga P na yan, P1, P2, P3, 4 hanggang P8, yan yung area ng mga polygons. So, take note na naka-number coding tayo. Stress 1, P1, stress 2, P2, or yung mga P yan yung mga forces. So, stress 1, meron tayong force P1. So, looking back here sa P1 or force 1, it is equal to the area of this triangle. So, sigma 1 times H1 divided by 2. Yan na yun. Ngayon, i-substitute natin to. So, it simply becomes unit weight 1 times K1 times H1 squared divided by 2. Para sa force number 2 or P2, you simply multiply sigma 2 by H2. Ayan. Or this simply becomes unit weight 1, H1, K2, H2. Okay, so same thing applies to P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8. And then, however, be careful with active cohesion. Ano? Negative yan. Remind ko lang, negative yan. Ano? And then, step 3 is compute the lateral forces and location of resultant. So, yung mga lateral forces na yan actually, nasolve na natin dito sa step 2. Yan yung mga P1 hanggang P8. Pero, meron tayong resultant force, which is yung capital P na walang subscript. So, capital P is simply the summation of all these lateral forces. And then, meron ding location yung resultant force, which is equal to this. Mag-summation moment ka lang sa baba. Pero before that, kailangan i-identify mo yung lever arm ng mga lateral forces. For example, sa P1, ang lever arm niyan from the bottom is H2 plus H1 all over 3. Yan. And then, sa P2 naman, ang lever arm from the bottom is H2 divided by 2. Okay, so it follows hanggang Y8 or lever arm ng P8. After that, summation moment at the bottom, makukuha mo ngayon yung bar Y or yung bar Y, yan yung lever arm ng resultant force P. Okay guys, so next topic here is sample problems.